wait for you. Gotta wait, gotta wait, gotta wait, gotta wait to get away. But I don't wanna wait, I don't wanna go, no. Okay, now hear me when I say I'm leaving winter for the spring. Can't feel the heat now on my skin. And then it stops just long enough to shake my fist into the sun. Get back to doing what I've done. I don't wanna wait, I don't wanna miss you. I don't wanna wait, I don't wanna go. I don't wanna wait, I don't wanna miss you. I don't wanna wait, I don't wanna go, no. I don't wanna wait, I don't wanna go, no. Wanna wait, wanna wait, wanna wait, wanna wait to get away. But I wait, but I wait, but I wait, but I wait for you. Gotta wait, gotta wait, gotta wait, gotta wait to get away. But I don't wanna wait, I don't wanna go, no. I wake in the morning, get on my feet. Savor the moment, savor the moment. It's bittersweet, I wanna feel the sun. I put my Ray-Bans on, yeah. I'm waiting for someone. Someone will never come, no. Wanna wait, wanna wait, wanna wait, wanna wait to get away. But I wait, but I wait, but I wait, but I wait for you. Wanna wait, wanna wait, wanna wait, wanna wait to get away. But I wait, but I wait, but I wait, but I wait for you. Gotta wait, gotta wait, gotta wait, gotta wait to get away. But I don't wanna wait, I don't wanna go, no.
Driving with you, Alright everyone, welcome back. I'm Winter, and it is July 3rd of 2024. Thank you guys for being here so early. Hopefully, you've had a good day so far, and hopefully it's about to get just a little bit better. Today, playing Battle Aces with something resembling commentary. Thank you, since your last here, Lil Turtle Dude, Emu, Hero, Ninjian, glad you still enjoy. Plan, gonna do 20 games. Alright. How long is that gonna take? Somewhere between, like, I'm not actually sure. It really depends. But, I mean, there's an upper limit as well of 200 minutes. I don't think it'll be that long. In fact, I'd a little closer to half that. We'll see. Maybe throw in 2v2s if I feel incompetent. So that's it. That's all we got. What deck are we bringing? New units. Oh, it's that Recall Hunter. Let me break the stats down.
New
Thank you,
subscriber
Astario.
detected.
Battle Ace battles Battle Aces.
Yeah. So, Recall Hunter.
Your dedication will be rewarded.
That's a lot of DPS. Thank you, Unknown Prey, for the sub as well. I haven't used much of it. Compare that to the Hornet, the Hunter, Missile Bot. Wait, how much health? 1,650. It's more about how it feels, alright? It's more about the mouth feel. But, rather than straight up stats. But we do need an anti-air unit. What do we have here? Oh, the recall shocker finally makes an appearance. Oh god, full recall builds. This seems like a situation where I'm just gonna continue on what I'm doing until somebody beats me with one of those things. So that's the plan. I'm not particularly original, I just adapt quickly.
Enemy is built. Resource base
New
warmed up.
subscriber detected.
Are you eternally blue?
Moving. Death.
For 64 months, putting us on the hype train.
One of many. Excel.
Units in combat.
Terrain. Spin to win. Just a trim. Following you. Insect correct. Moving down. Optimize distance. Clearing brush.
Starting foundry.
Ground dicing. Hovering. Accelerating. Never dull. Wasp. Revolving. Wasp. Idling. Changing velocity. Disconnecting one of your order.
Units engaged.
Spin to win. Moving. Death.
Enemy tech is turning on. Be ready.
Insect.
Resource base warmed up and working.
Ready.
One more move.
Accidentally built one.
Hovering. Terrain. Condition.
You have
Foundry ready.
Nested. Ally. Following.
idle.
Starting advanced foundry. Enemy is building a resource base.
Wasp. Idling. Excel. The ghosts blade.
You got a resource base taking fire. Cover it. Units reporting damage.
Ground. Clearing. Brush.
Units under attack. Units in combat. You got units engaged. Units reporting damage. Units under attack. Enemy tech is turning on. Be ready.
Ready. 7. Wasp. Rushing. Spin to win.
Eyes up. Ready.
Optimizing. Distance. Connecting. Allies. Changing velocity. Hovering. Spin. Moving. Death. Wasp. Idling.
Advanced foundry ready.
Terrain. Condition. Connecting.
Let's go.
Units in combat.
Clearing. Brush. Pure order.
Give me up.
Spinning. One of many. Following you. Just a trick.
Circle the wagons. For high. I am low.
Units engaged. Units reporting damage.
Bounce the nose. Recall.
Units under attack.
Over with hills. Let's break. Set that
Units in combat.
convoy cover. Rolling loud bolts. Pumping up tires. Battery ready. Good. Big bows ready. Power. Come on now, y'all. Reload. Woo. Let's go. Heavy ballista selected. Shoot them with the gun. Keep them rolling. Fresh rounds. Into gear.
Resource base warmed up and working.
Insect correction.
Rolling
Units engaged.
Heavy ballistas moving. Heavy ballista selected.
Spin to win. Excel.
Let's prep. Here comes the boom. Four high. Convoy cover. Pulling them back. Bouncing over. Pumping up time. Heavy ballistas attacking. Here ain't big bones ready.
Victory.
I hate the recall style so much, though. Not a huge fan of the death ball, but the teleporting around the entire map on a non-existent cooldown is my least favorite playstyle in general. I think it's actually the best one overall, but thus creating more of a drama. What if we gave Marines tactical jump? That's effectively what it is, on a 7-second cooldown.
Enemy is building a resource base warmed up and working.
Wasp gathering. Blades sharp. The ghost's blade. Accelerating.
Units reporting damage.
Storm.
Units under attack.
Connected to allies. Covering ground.
Units in combat.
Dull. Optimizing distance. Wasp.
Starting foundry. Enemy tech is turning on. Be ready.
Shittiest stingers.
Moving. Yeah, wasp. Cut. Spin to win. Just a trip.
I think I lose.
Changing velocity. Insect correction.
Unless he fucks it up.
Pure order. Clearing brush. Following you. Hovering. Terrain.
Resource base warmed up and working.
Excel. Wasp the ghost's blade. Covering ground. Dicey ready. Never dull.
Units engaged. Units reporting damage.
Connected to allies.
Foundry ready. Starting advanced foundry.
Spin to win. Changing velocity.
Units under attack. Units in combat.
Clearing brush. Pure order. Wasp idling. One of many.
You got a resource base taking fire. Cover it.
Hovering. Terrain.
Your resource base is gone.
Mark 7.
Units
I literally
engaged.
can't build wasp fast enough to defend this.
Units reporting damage.
Divine edge. Disconnecting enemy.
Workers
Yeah,
under
if he has stingers, I just lose. Is how this exchange goes.
Advanced foundry ready. Exposed rear. Workers down.
I didn't notice he had stingers on the board. As soon as I clicked the foundry button, I lost the game.
Enemy is building resource
All right, no
base
stinger.
warmed up and working.
Spinning. Insect correction. Excel. brush. Following you. Wasp idling. Covering ground. The ghost's blade. Wasp rushing. Never dull. Moving death. Slice.
Enemy is building a resource base. Starting foundry.
Accelerating. Mowing down. Ready. Pure order. One of many. Changing velocity. Connected to allies. Optimizing distance. Clearing brush. Terrain condition. Hover.
Enemy tech is turning on. Be ready. Resource base warmed up and work. Units under attack.
Correction. Following you. Cut, cut, cut. The ghost's blade. Never dull. Wasp rushing. Wasp.
Foundry ready. Starting advanced foundry.
Spin to win. Accelerating. Pure. Allies. Soar. Clearing. Brush. Moving to one of many. Optimizing distance. Hovering.
Units in combat. You got units engaged. Units reporting damage.
Terrain condition. One.
Units under attack. Units in combat.
Spin to win. Following you. The ghost's blade.
Advanced foundry ready.
Welcome if you got it. Mobile gun. Battery ready. Heavy ballista selected. Over the hills. Gun out. Moving base. Boom! Let's go! Send them to hell! Giddy up!
Connected to allies. Accelerating.
Battery ready.
Units engaged. Units reporting damage.
Rolling now. Heavy ballista selected. Clean break. Shoot them with the gun. Have hard cover. Fresh Here comes the circle wagon. Firing for effect. Pumping up time. Hopping down. Big bones ready. Ready.
Clearing. Brush.
Moving. Come on now, y'all. Keep 'em rolling. Woo! Let's go. Gun out. Get your gears. Heavy ballista selected. Rolling battery.
Ready.
Head out.
Pure order.
Heavy ballistas moving.
You got a resource base taking fire. Cover it. Keep your head up and bounce
The
back.
destroyers work. If you can't beat them, yeah, just teleport around the whole map.
Enemy is resource base warmed up and working.
Ghost is
You got a resource space taking fire. Cover it.
Arbitration of combat.
You got a resource space taking fire. Cover it. Enemy is building a resource base.
Heavy infantry moving.
You got a resource space taking fire. Cover it.
Multiple recalls. Reprised and reprimed. In defense of the lady. Watching for flanks. Selected.
Units under attack.
Leveling rifle.
Units in combat. Enemy tech is turning on. Be ready.
Ghosts ready. Recall selected.
Resource base warmed up and working.
New subscriber detected.
Workers getting flanked.
Rebound. You have me on the pale green.
Starford, you got a resource space taking fire. Cover it.
Resubscription confirmed. Automatically reload 10.
For the swarm.
We have to go. Autocannon. Zipping over. Come on, man. 0 to 60. Fire! That's right, hunters ready. Okay. And what's the better? Back it. Stay it. Laser mark. Okay, launch. Here we come. Watch the wind speed.
You got a resource space taking fire. Cover it. Units engaged. Units reporting damage.
Recall.
Units under attack. Your units in combat.
What's the vector? Stingers attacking.
Keep your head up and bounce back.
I hate recall. I don't want to play it. We'll play with the hunters, but past that. I'd rather play with the Zerglings.
Enemy tech is turning on. Be ready.
Wait. Never dull. Action. Hovering.
Units engaged.
One of many. Just a trim. Exact correction. Blast. Attack. Spin to win. Dicey.
Keep your head up and bounce back.
Too slow on going for it. Need to do it the moment he does anything.
Enemy is built. Resource base warmed up and working.
The ghost's blade. Changing velocity. Revolving. Wasp idling. Flanking. Clearing brush. Covering ground. Moving death. Hovering. Optimizing distance. One of many. Terrain condition. Never dull.
Starting foundry. Enemy tech is turning on. Be ready.
Excel. Disconnecting. Insect correction. Following new. Connected. Ally. Pure order. The ghost's blade. Changing velocity. Ready. Covering.
Resubscription
ground.
confirmed. Automatically relaying thanks.
Hovering. Accelerating. One of
Resource base warmed up and working.
slicing. Never.
Units reporting damage.
Terrain condition. Spin to win. Mowing down. Wasp idling.
Foundry ready.
Rushing. Clearing brush.
Units under it. Starting advanced found. Units in combat. Units engaged.
Following. Ready. Swarming.
You got a resource space taking fire. Cover it.
Spin. Hovering. Pure order.
You got a resource space taking. Resource base destroyed.
Excel. Defined edge.
Units reporting damage. Units under attack.
Ground.
Units in combat.
Spin to win. Accelerating. Spinning up. Brush. Dicing. Moving. Death.
Units engaged. And you're cutting it close. Core at 50%.
Ballista's attacking.
Core at 25%. Bail if you have to.
Cover cover.
Keep your head up and bounce back.
The tier 3 rush is played out. Disappointingly. We'll take the destroyers. Wait. So the problem continues to be no anti-air. There's not enough slots. There's only one anti-air unit on the foundry. I'm replacing the Heavy Hunter with the Crusader, and I'm gonna have to play Tech Chicken. Gonna give it a shot. If you don't take a third, the third is, it doesn't slow down the timing of tier 3. It's there to give them a target. But the Mass Crusader just runs it over. Like, I'm not even necessarily expecting to keep it. But I die on tier 2 if I don't have anything to slow it down.
Enemy tech is turning on. Be ready.
Sure.
Starting foundry.
Wait, never dull. Revolving. Terrain condition. One of many. Just a trim. The ghost's blade. Disconnecting.
Units reporting damage.
Rushing. Hovering. Flanking. Changing velocity. Insect correction. Mowing down.
We are coming. And another one.
Spin to win. Cut, cut, cut. Optimizing distance.
We are all warmed up.
Ready.
Cut a rug. Ready. Over.
Following you.
Can we recall instead? Eyes up. Ready.
Foundry ready.
More.
Connect.
Green by green. Stretching. Recall hunters moving. Give your next order.
Mark. One of many. Pure.
Hammer ready.
Units under attack.
The ghost's blade.
Units in combat.
Connect.
Close combat won't be an issue. Slow and steady. Forward attack. Show your weakness.
Define edge.
Units engaged.
On standby. Slam 'em.
Spinning up.
Fresh shell. Let them stand against us.
Clearing brush. Covering ground. Insect.
I have been selected.
Accelerating.
Send me to the Crusaders. In formation. Engaging in full swing.
Starting advanced foundry.
Give your next order. Armor forward. Crusader ready. Get us in close. Hammer to close combat won't be an issue. Go moving. Show me a weakness.
One. Idling. Excel.
On standby. Shifting.
Units reporting damage.
To win. Moving.
Treads are rolling.
Units under attack.
Let them stand against us.
Connected to allies.
I have been selected.
Units in combat. Units engaged.
In formation.
Hovering.
Green by green.
Advanced foundry ready.
Circle.
Units reporting damage.
Heavy ballista selected.
Ready.
Sand battery ready. Big bows ready. Idle too long. Woo! Let's go! Heavy ballistas.
One of many.
Reload. Good rig. Battery. Head out. Bouncing over. Come on now, y'all. Over the hill. Fresh grab. Let's grab. Rolling mountain course.
Resource base warmed up and working.
Hard cover. Give your next order. Here comes Giddy up. Clear your brakes. Hammer ready. Ghosts ready. Circle the wagons. Close combat won't be an issue.
Ready. Terrain condition.
Show me a battery ready. Moving base fire. Let's go! Let's stand against heavy ballista selected. Crusaders charging. Keep them rolling.
Got them.
Victory!
I can't see the rank, but I can see the MMR I gain after, and it does not... Well, anybody using the crab at this stage. Unfortunately, the most mediocre of early game. Heavy Ballista AoE. Very much. Can wipe out like 20 wasps or 5 blinks at once.
Enemy is building a resource base. Resource base warmed up and working.
Blades, short wasp, idling, changing velocity. Mark the ghost's blade. Swarming. Connected to allies. Wasp rushing, just a trim. Spin to win.
We've reinvented Zerg versus Zerg.
Slicing. Insect correction. Pure border. Dicing. Hovering. Optimizing. Distance.
Enemy is starting foundry.
Brush. Accelerating. Spinning up. Never dull. Revolving. Excel. One of many. Just a trick. Spinning. Covering. Wasp. Idling. Connected to allies. Moving. Disconnecting. Enemy.
Stretching. Hunters ready. Hunt, hunt, hunt.
Enemy tech is turning on. Be ready.
Spin to
Recall hunters selected. Shuffling. Throw downtown. Eyes up, ready.
Foundry ready. Starting advanced foundry.
Can we be called instead? I have been selected. You have us selected.
Blades. Sharp.
Crusaders, information. We are all warmed up. Circle up. Rounded pound. Slow and
Enemy is building a resource base.
green by green.
Ready. Changing velocity.
Fire!
Terrain. Condition.
Get your next order. Crusaders attacking.
Insect correction.
Workers under a... You got a resource. Workers!
Wait.
Heavy hammer loaded. Hammer ready.
Exposed rear. Workers down.
Send me to the front.
Units under attack.
The ghost blade.
Close combat.
Advanced foundry ready.
Armor forward.
You got a resource base taking fire. Units in combat.
Show me a weakness. Once, head out. Heavy ballistas attacking. Come on now, y'all.
Clearing. Brush. Wasp.
Battery ready. Popping down. Time for immigration. Give it up. Get it to
There's no mouse cursor. Here.
Every win is earned. Bravo. Resource base. Enemy is building a resource base.
Following you. Flanking.
Neural interface.
Wasp idling. Wasp attacking. Action. Spin to win. Cut. Optimizing. Distance. Connected to allies. Accelerating. Swarming. Insect correction. Pure order. Covering one of many. Mowing down. The ghost blade. Excel.
Enemy tech is turning on. We're starting foundry.
So the issue is the crabs are so thick they literally can't protect the workers because they get in the way.
Ready. Changing velocity. Never dull. Terrain condition. Spin to win.
Units engaged. Units reporting damage.
Idling.
Resource base warmed up and working.
Wasp rushing.
Whereas the wasp can literally fight, like, behind the worker line.
Units under attack.
Distance. Accelerating.
I feel like it's like they're quite literally non-functional because of that.
Covering.
It's not even they're a bad choice, it's just they can't do what they need to do.
Excel.
Starting advanced foundry.
One of many. Changing velocity. Clearing. Brush. Terrain. Condition.
Let them stand against us.
Ready. Moving.
Units in combat.
Been selected.
Units engaged.
Get us in close.
Spin to win.
Units reporting damage. Workers getting flanked. You got a resource base taking fire. Cover it. Units under attack.
Dull. Following you.
Workers under attack. Enemy tech is turned. Workers! You got a resource base taking fire. Exposed rear. Workers down. Your resource base is gone.
Idling. Wasp rushing. Accelerating. Insect correction.
Advanced foundry ready.
We are. Woo! Let's go.
Covering. Covering ground.
Heavy ballista selected. Reload.
Wasp.
Workers getting flanked.
Shoot them with the gun. Heavy ballista selected.
Blades sharp.
Gun up. Moving. Convoy cover. Fresh run.
One of many.
Battery ready.
Units in combat.
Heavy ballistas moving. Here comes giddy up. Or I am loaded. Pulling them back. Circle the weapons. Bouncing over. Everything bones. Over the hills.
Revolving.
Pumping up tires. Loading nav points. Battery ready. Woo! Let's go.
Spin to win.
Gun up. Get
Clearing. Brush.
good. Let's pray. Battery ready. Clear your brakes. Heavy ballista.
Enemy is building a resource base.
Come. Observing. Get out. Recall. Avoid cover. Keep them rolling. Come on now, y'all. Send them to hell. Firing for effect. Hopping down. Giddy up! Circle the wagons. Reload. Big bones ready. Into gear. Shoot them.
The ghost
Heavy battery. Cold. Let's go. Heavy ballistas moving. Fresh, let's prep. For high, I am low.
ready. Excel.
Heavy ballistas bouncing over. Good grip. Pumping up tires. Battery ready. Head out.
Connected to allies.
Units engaged.
Boy cover. Here comes the boom. Loading.
Units reporting damage.
Circle the wagon. Heavy ready. Hopping down. Big bones ready. Here it clear. Rolling. Boom. Let's go. Keep 'em rolling. Let's prep.
Insect correction.
Into gear.
Change.
Heavy ballista. Moving base fire. Heavy ballista selected. Rolling cold. Pumping up.
Workers under attack.
Recoil.
Wasp idling.
Tool
Units under attack.
cover. Heavy
Units in combat. Workers! Units engaged.
Spin to win.
hit out.
Exposed rear. Units reporting damage. Units under attack. Workers getting flanked.
Circle the wagon.
Units in combat. Units engaged. Victory.
Don't know why I went for that. Well, the behemoths are superior on the field. But it was an odd one. How long does it take a resource base to pay for itself? So, what are the workers? 50, 20? I don't know if we have the exact math on it yet. I feel like it's a lot less the actual resources and more the momentum.
Resource base. Enemy is building a resource base.
Like, you lose out on those
Just
400.
trim. The
Like,
ghosts
I'd rather have 2 heavy ballista a minute earlier than 4 a minute late.
hovering. Terrain condition.
So,
Connected.
it's a bit of a liability to start,
Moving. Death.
especially on the power count.
Optimizing distance. Wasp idling. Pure
I kind of just gotta
order.
wait it out on this one.
Just a trim. Following you.
I gotta see if he goes.
Enemy tech is turning on.
He
Be
didn't?
ready. Starting
Okay.
foundry.
Covering ground. Excel. Clearing brush. Changing velocity. Insect correction. The ghost's blade. Terrain condition.
Units reporting damage.
Never dull. Moving.
Units under attack.
1 of 10. Optimizing distance.
Units in combat.
Elevating.
Units engaged.
Flanking.
Not in love with that.
Resource base warmed up and working. Enemy is building a resource base. Units reporting damage.
Order.
Foundry ready. Starting advanced foundry.
Following you. One idling. Disconnecting enemy. Spin to win. Covering ground.
Get your next order.
Insect correction.
Forward attack. Hammer ready.
One
Workers under attack. Units under attack.
wasp.
Units, you got a resource base taking fire. Cover it. Workers, workers, workers. Units engaged.
Never.
You got a resource base taking fire. Cover it. Resource base destroyed. Units reporting damage.
Terrain condition.
Close combat won't be an issue. Go,
Advanced units under attack.
get it.
Units in combat.
Shoot them with the gun. Fresh big bones ready. Or high, I am low. Here comes the food. Let's pray.
Spinning.
Battery ready. Ooh, let's go.
Wasp idling. Moving death.
Heavy ballista. Firing for effect. Rounds and heavy ballista selected. Pulling them back.
Blade.
Units engaged.
Hard cover. Over
Units reporting damage.
heavy for up enough time. Rolling now, folks. Head out.
You stop running Heavy Hunter? No, what I'm doing
Victory!
now is just waiting to see if they go air. I let them pick tech first, and half a second later, I choose. If they go air, I just go for Starforge. Or Stinger, because both of them will kill me. But otherwise, if they go Foundry, I need to not die before Advanced Foundry, so the Crusader is the tankiest. One or two can buy that extra time. Yeah. Knowing exactly, letting them play their hand, because you can't cancel it. Like, letting them play their hand and then playing yours slightly later. They get the jump, but... And if they wait long enough, then I can just get, like... I can just get the tech
Enemy
myself.
is building a resource base warmed up and working.
7 ready. Optimizing distance. Wasp. Cut.
Once it gets to like 200 over the tech point, then there's no reason not to just tech up.
Pure. Connected to allies. Insect correction. Following you.
Like this one, I'm not scared of his Starforge.
Accelerating. Covering ground. One of many.
Enemy is building a starting foundry.
Wasp. Rushing. Slicing. Hovering. Excel.
Units under attack.
Wasp. Idling.
Units in combat.
Velocity.
Units engaged.
Terrain. Condition. Clearing. Brush. Optimizing. Distance. Ready.
Resource base warmed up and working.
Moving. Death. One of many. Pure order.
Units reporting damage. Units under attack.
Following his
Units in combat.
ally. Accelerating.
Units engaged.
The ghost blade. Covering ground.
Foundry ready. Starting advanced foundry.
Insect correction. Wasp
Enemy tech is turning on. Be ready.
spin to win. Gaining velocity. Never dull. Terrain condition. Ready. Excel.
Units reporting damage. Units under attack. Units in combat.
Nothing stand against us.
Connected. Allies. Moving.
Have been selected.
Units engaged. Units reporting damage. Exposed rear. Units under attack. Units in combat. Advanced. You got a resource base taking fire. Cover it.
Green by green. Slam 'em.
Your resource base is gone.
One of many.
Circle the wagons.
Units engaged.
Giddy up.
Units reporting damage. Enemy tech is turning on. Be ready.
Keep them rolling. Ghost heavy barista select. Here's a game. Hunters ready. Big bones ready.
Units
I didn't
under
notice he went
attack.
Starforge.
You have us selected. Time for it cover. Real stretching.
And now that's a
Water
problem.
selected. Recall hunters selected. Get out. Heavy ballistas moving. Shoot them with the gun. Four high. We pumping up tires. Fresh rub. Bounce the nose. Here come on, Mario. Ready. All right. Pulling them back. Giddy up. Over the hill.
Starting Starforge.
Heavy ballistas attacking. Circle the wagons. Rolling nav ports. Here they come.
It's got Valkyries now.
Let's go.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure the tier 1 is not gonna do anything against that.
Units in combat. Units engaged. Units reporting damage. Units under attack.
There's no reason I will ever. So here's the thing, is we both have the exact same air units and the same economy. How can I win against more air units?
Correction.
Like,
Starforge is ready.
on the ground you can fight, but like, how do I counter more of the same units that can fly?
Units engaged.
Well, you try
Units reporting damage.
things like run-bys. Oh, they outrange? Great.
Eyes up. Ready.
Like,
Workers getting flanked.
I lose. Yeah.
Workers under attack.
Like, there's just no answer here. Maybe if I kill his core. Oh, there you. It's like you only get so many options. Feel like I should just GG as soon as they get air.
Cover the core. Lose it. And you're done.
There's no, since they attack while moving, there's no real, like, micro... Yeah. There's no real... The only micro potential is when the units get stuck at each other with air collision. There's the purpose of the airships. Well, they're the best T2 anti-air. And they, exist. They do beat dragonflies head-to-head, but... The fact that they hit ground and they fly is the most important part. I should have waited on the tech chicken there.
Enemy is building a resource base warmed up and working.
Never dull. Following you.
From now on,
Just a
well,
trim.
if I see them go Starforge, I also have to go Starforge. It's not really optional anymore.
Connected to allies. Covering.
There's just not
ground.
enough slots. It becomes a rock, paper, scissors.
The ghost's blade. Wasp. Rushing. Velocity.
Simmer
One
down.
of many. Terrain. Condition. Mowing down. Spin to win. Optimizing. Distance. Excel. Hovering. Get ready.
Alright, fine.
Starting foundry.
Idling. Following.
Enemy tech is turning on. Be ready. Keep your head up and bounce back.
I need to switch it. So either I have T2 anti-air on Foundry. Like, I can't beat the Falcons. There's no chance. I think that means the Behemoth gets shoved to the side. But the Behemoth is so good. But I have to survive to get it, which is the struggle. The key is that it only costs matter. That's why it is so good.
Enemy is
It
building
effectively
resource base warmed
replaces
up
the
and
Wasp
working.
Pure.
at a time when the Wasps are no longer. I guess if I switch my core unit, actually, there's some opportunity there.
Clearing. Brush. Accelerating. Dicing. Never dull. Covering ground. Spin to win. Slicing. Hovering. Revolving. Just a trip. Connected to allies. Wasp. Attack. Disconnect one of many.
Units under attack.
The ghost's blade. Changing.
Units in combat. Enemy is building a resource base. Resource base warmed up and working.
Wasp. Rushing. Insect. Correction. Optimizing. Distance. Just a trim. Clearing. Crush. Terrain. Condition. Blank.
You got a resource base taking fire. Cover it.
Dull. Accept.
Units engaged.
Down.
Units reporting damage. Enemy tech. You got a resource base taking fire. Cover it.
Hovering.
Units under attack. Units in combat.
Mark 7. The ghost
You got a resource base taking fire. Cover it.
blades. Sharp.
Units engaged.
Moving.
Units reporting damage.
Slicing. Ready to spin.
You got a resource. Units under attack.
Following you. Revolving.
Units in combat. Units engaged.
Gathering. Accelerating.
Resource base warmed up and working. Resource base warmed. Units under attack.
Velocity.
Units in combat.
Just a trick.
Units engaged.
Brush. Wasp. Rushing. Ready. Up.
Units reporting damage.
Just a trick. Wait.
Units starting advanced foundry. Units in combat.
Pure.
Units engaged. Units reporting. You got a resource base taking fire. Cover it.
Flanking. The ghost blade.
Units under attack.
Death.
Units in combat.
Wasp. Idling.
Units engaged.
Kill. One.
Units reporting damage.
Clearing. Brush.
Resource base destroyed. Resource base. Units in combat. Units engaged.
Accelerating. Never dull.
Units reporting damage.
Covering ground. Spin to win. Changing velocity. Slicing. Connected to allies.
Advanced foundry. Units under attack.
Covering.
Units in combat.
Optimize.
Workers. Units engaged.
The ghost.
You got a units. Your units under attack. Units in combat. Units engaged. Resource base. Units reporting damage. Units under attack.
Brush.
Units in combat. You got a resource base taking fire. Cover it. Units engaged. Units reporting damage.
Avoid cover. Set them to hell. Pumping up time. Keep them rolling.
Every win is earned.
All right. What a mess. Units.
Enemy is building a resource base warmed up and working.
Ready to sting. One of many. Wasp gathering. Connected to allies. Pure order. Dicing. Hovering. Excel. Never dull. Following you.
Hmm.
Moving death. Accelerating. Wasp. Spin to win. Covering ground. Enemy. Clearing brush. Terrain condition.
Enemy is building resource base warmed up and working.
Optimizing distance. One of many. Changing velocity. Wasp rushing. The ghost's blade. Just a trick. Pure order. Ready. Excel.
Resource base warmed up and working.
Just a trim.
Enemy is building a resource base. Units under attack.
Spin to win. Hovering. Following you. Clearing brush. Accelerating.
Units in combat.
Mowing down.
Starting Starforge.
Covering ground.
Units engaged.
Find. Ready. Terrain.
Enemy tech is turning on. Be ready.
Optimizing. Distance. Wasp. Idling.
Units reporting damage.
Spin to win. Swarming. The ghost blade. Your order. Slightly connected to allies.
Resource base warmed up. Units in combat. Enemy is building a resource base.
Hovering. Revolving. Wasp.
Units engaged.
One of many. Following you.
Units reporting damage.
Dicing. Insect correction.
Starf units in combat.
Ready. Cut.
Units engaged.
Never dull. Moving. Death. Wasp. Attacking.
Units reporting damage.
Okay.
Units under attack. Starting Advanced Starforge. Exposed rear. Workers down. Units in combat. Resource base destroyed.
Wait. Define edge.
I love
Keep your head up.
7-second
Bounce back.
cooldowns to teleport your entire army around the entire map. With no way to tell how many units are being recalled, unless you're staring right at them, or where they're going. I don't even think it's like OP. It's just, it feels like you can literally never catch them out of position. The positioning is teleporting around bases. It's like battle cruisers in SC2. Except worse, because it's the start of the game. I mean, can you choose where they teleport? Yes. You can
Enemy
teleport
is
to any
building a
base, including
resource-
ones that are
resource
currently
base
building.
warmed up and working.
Spinning. Wasp. Idling. Terrain. Condition. Spin to win. Just a trick.
Yeah, it could just be one unit, and then they can teleport the rest. Each unit has an individual cooldown, so
Connecting. Enemy. Changing velocity.
which
One of many.
does offer a lot of
Just a
options,
trim.
and almost no way to tell what's about to happen for the other player.
Correction. Flanking. Covering ground. Swarming. Wasp. Rushing. Hovering. Mowing down.
Enemy tech is turning on. Be ready. Starting Starforge.
Rush. Slicing. Excel. Wasp. Idling. Accelerating. Never dull. Dicing. Follow.
Idle too long. Rebound.
Ready. Revolving. Terrain. Condition. Spin to win.
Ready. Over. Shuffling.
Enemy is building a resource base warmed up and working.
You have us ready. We are all warmed up.
Hovering. Moving. Death.
Recon hunters soon.
Clearing. Crush.
We are coming. Idle too long.
Starforge is ready.
Let's get going. Taking this maintaining altitude.
Enemy tech is turning on.
Change
Be ready.
velocity.
105.
Wasp,
You have us selected.
pure order. Never dull. Cut, cut, cut.
Advancing. Marking environment.
Connect.
Units engaged. Units reporting damage.
Just hang out.
Units under attack. Units in combat.
Whoa.
Units engaged.
Full polarity. Snow. Airship selected. Airships moving. Marking heavy.
Spin to win.
Releasing nitro engine. Okay. Let us loose. Maintaining altitude.
Units reporting damage.
105.
Units under attack.
Every breath.
Units in combat.
That's on.
Mark.
Workers getting flanked. You got a resource base taking fire. Cover it. Workers, you got a resource base taking. Enemy is building a resource base. Keep your head up and bounce back.
The target firing is unreliable at best. As soon as units, like, if you do anything, as soon as units get into range that aren't the unit you're targeting, it's like, actually, maybe I didn't want to go for it.
Enemy is building a resource base. Resource base warmed up and working.
It should at least cause some workers to recall. Maybe if a base has been attacked,
Hovering.
like,
Excel. Just a trip. Never dull.
maybe if a base has enough units around it, you can't recall to it.
Attack of Ghost's Blade. Covering ground. Following you. Terrain condition ready. Accelerating. Moving. One of many. Test the trim.
Enemy is building a resource. Units engaged.
Connected. Allies. Wasp idling. Pure order. Clearing brush. Mar changing velocity. Hovering.
Enemy tech is turning on. Be ready.
Insect
Starting Starforge.
flanking. The ghost
Units reporting damage.
swarming. Spin to win. Optimizing distance. Spinning up. Connected. Allies. Wasp idling. Excel. One of many. Mowing down. Covering ground.
Units under attack.
Wasp
Units in combat.
clearing brush.
Resource base warmed up and units engaged. Units reporting damage. Units under attack. Units in combat.
The ghost's blade.
Starforge is ready.
Spin to win.
Stinger selected. Firing. Max rate.
Never dull.
What's the vector?
Units engaged.
Insect correction.
Stinger's moving. Ready? Okay.
Units reporting damage.
one of
Tip of the spear. Stay here.
The hitbox was hitting the base because it's in front of it.
You got a resource space taking fire. Cover it. Units under attack.
Beautiful.
Your resource space is gone.
Rapid fire.
Starting Advanced Starforge.
Here we come.
Resource base warmed up and working.
Set to fast. Hit a blur.
connecting.
This creates such no-win scenarios, like, and goodbye. Just don't let him get there.
Flip like a butterfly. Cutting in. Autocannon. Stingers selected.
At least when I commit my wasps, they die.
Stingers moving.
Connected to allies.
Stinger here. Backing.
Wasp idle.
What's the vector? Firing. Max rate. 0 to 60.
Clearing. Brush.
Advanced Starforge is complete. Gliding.
The ghost's blade.
Units in combat.
Moving. Death. Spin to win.
Units engaged. Units reporting damage.
Zipping over.
You got a resource space taking. Workers! Workers! Workers!
Okay.
Units, you got a resource space taking fire. Cover it.
Target the heavy hunters.
Resource space destroyed. Units in combat.
Why won't you target anti-air first? What is wrong with you?
Units, you got a units reporting damage. Starting foundry. Units under attack. You got a resource space taking fire. Cover it. Sinking. Moving.
What's the vector?
You got a resource space taking fire. Units in combat. You got a resource. Units engaged. Units reporting damage. You got a resource space taking fire. Cover it. Units under attack.
The light. Arriving soon.
You got a resource space taking fire. Cover your resource space is gone.
It's our fate.
I don't know why I'm going foundry.
Stinger here.
All I have is heavy hunters.
Here we come.
And if we can get to
tech is turning
behemoths.
on. Be ready.
On station. Accelerate.
Foundry ready. Starting units in combat.
Target the unit that's shooting at you, please. I beg you.
Sinking.
We have to go. Laser lock. Hit a blue.
Granting wish. Glide.
Units in. Keep your head up and bounce back.
I think they do try to target it, but they get distracted very easily when other units come into range. The Hornet is 700? My ideal, like, would it make the game generic and boring to only have units that can't teleport or invalidate all terrain? Like, if we cut out wasps and recalls and we had, like, Blink and Gunbot and Scorpion and Crab. Notice how nobody uses those because they don't invalidate terrain? And if they do use them, they lose pretty easily. Like, the recalls teleport across the entire map, which is arguably faster than the wasp, which sprints across the entire map. There's a reason that both of those are the by far most popular.
Enemy is building resource base warmed up and working.
Terrain is a non-factor because the core units. When you get to the ballista versus behemoth battles, then terrain matters more.
Connected.
But you don't get there because the early game units
Velocity.
invalidate a lot of the terrain.
Wait, insect correction. Slicing. Clearing. Brush. Dicing.
Units reporting damage.
Both blade.
Enemy tech is turning on. Be ready.
Ready.
Starting Starforge.
One of many. Excel.
Like, for example, how the crabs, and to an extent scorpions, can't get behind the worker lines, but the wasps can, which essentially gives them free reign. If you go for either of the other melee units, the wasp just can kill your workers for almost free. Eventually they'll get killed, but you literally can't get units back there, so...
Enemy is building a resource base warmed up and working.
Yeah. Spin to win. Just a trip. Accelerating. Ready. Wasp. Attack. Your order. Insect correction. Terrain. Condition. One of Storm.
Starforge is ready.
Tip of the spear. Private fire.
Never dull. Wait. Changing velocity.
Okay, launch.
The ghost's blade. Excel.
Okay. Sector.
Hovering.
You got a resource base taking fire. Cover it.
Watch the wind streak. Come on, man. Leave the target. Still is moving. We have to
You got a resource base taking fire. Cover it.
go. Stinger selected. 06. Auto cannon. Tip of the spear.
Units under attack.
Stinger's here. Tipping over. Fire. Action.
Exposed rear. Workers,
Nope.
keep your head up and bounce back.
This reminds me of ZVZ. Yeah. It's either ZVZ with like the wasp battles, or PvP with the recall chicken.
Enemy is building a resource base warmed up and working.
Spinning a spin to win. Wasp rushing. Insect correction. Mowing down. Covering ground. Connected to allies. Disconnecting enemy. Following you. Ready. Flanking. Optimizing distance. Dicing. Clearing brush. Accelerating. Never dull.
Starting Starforge.
The ghost blade. Slicing.
Enemy tech is turning on. Be ready.
Win. Just a trip. Terrain condition. One of many. Cut, cut, cut. Hovering. Your order. Wasp. Attack. Connected. Allies.
Units in combat.
Wasp idling. Wasp rushing. velocity. Never dull. Disconnecting. Enemy covering ground. The Ghost's Blade.
Starforge is ready.
Spin to win.
Gizmo good. Sending to deck.
Optimizing distance. Wait.
Sortie from the sky. Standing by. Got a bandit? ACM. Corona Super. Thank you.
Units engaged.
Fast move. Ready to intercept. Full throttle.
Victor 5, eyes up.
Air ops here. Buzzing the pool.
Ready.
Dragonfly. Recalculating approach.
Action connected to allies.
Dragonfly selected.
Units reporting damage. Units under attack.
Moving. Swing time.
Workers getting flanked.
Stretch.
Vortex high is no good. Send it to death.
Units in combat. Workers under units engaged. Workers. Units reporting damage.
Can we recall instead? Recall.
Units under attack.
Yield.
Units in combat.
Transition.
Units engaged. Victory.
And then everything dies in 4 seconds.
Enemy is building a resource base warmed up.
Ooh, a
and
bold move.
Ready to stage insect correction. Following you.
He doesn't have wasps or recalls.
Moving. Dead. Ready. Accelerating. Clearing. Brush. Pure order. Wasp idling. Flanking. Spin to win. Terrain. Condition. All rush the Ghost's Blade. Covering ground. Never dull. Optimizing distance. Connected to allies. Changing velocity. Just a trip.
Enemy tech is turning on. Be ready. Starting Starforge.
Hovering. Moving. Dead.
Resource base warmed up and working.
Accelerating. One of many. Following you. You'll spin to win.
Units reporting damage.
The Ghost's Blade. Terrain. Condition. Wasp. Attack ready.
Units under attack.
Wasp. Rushing.
You got a resource base taking fire. Cover it.
Slicing. Wasp. Idling.
Units in combat. Units engaged.
Mowing down.
Units reporting damage. Units under attack. Starforge is ready.
Stay here.
Units in combat.
Stay in. Laser mark.
Units engaged.
Go.
Units reporting damage. Units under attack. Explode. Resource base destroyed.
Buzzing the pool.
Mark
Holding. Hey, Sierra. Recalculating approach. From the sky. Wings out. Here's my bill.
Could you just fucking follow what I tell you to follow? Holy shit.
Units in combat.
spinning. Clearing. Brush.
High speed, low drift. Sending to deck. Air on station. Dragonfly. Got a bandit? Another fly boy.
Workers getting flanked. Units engaged. You got a resource base taking fire. Units reporting damage.
Attack the airships!
Your resource. Keep your head up.
They keep retargeting to the ground units because the ground units are closer. This is how that works. It's like Muta-Ling, you know, in ZVZ. Except if the mutas would target the lings underneath. So it used to be you did Muta-Ling and then some of the bounces would go to the lings and that's why you'd fight underneath. But here, it's just if the mutas decided they would target the lings. Which is, it does not spark joy. You still lose Dragonfly versus Airship? It's like 1.5 to 1, but the point being, like, you can't even use the speed of the Dragonflies reliably because they get distracted by every single unit underneath. Units don't ignore focus fire. It's disabled by default though. But when you focus fire with air units, they don't follow the behavior, it seems. Let's see. Let's see if I'm just, my fingers are too fat. My brain has too much delay. Let's see if that's it. We could go check. We don't have replays, but I do have the YouTube VOD. I want to see, as I angrily try to shift click the airships, what my units do. Enhance. We got a box select. I right click on the airships. Oh. So this is what happens. I right click on the, and that's just me raging. I right click on the airships, but in order to be smart, they fire at the ground targets just before they get into range, wasting their attack, which is a separate thing. This is why battle cruisers have a ground and an air attack, so that way they don't interrupt their. But so I did target fire the airships. But like right there, I click on it, but they fire at the ground, wasting their attack timing. And not so the attack cooldown isn't that long, but even though it's right-clicked on the... Yeah. And then I'm just clicking a bunch. So then I clicked and fucked it up because I was like, what the fuck, why aren't you attacking the airship when I saw the attack go off? And then I started raging quickly after. So, the way this works in SC2, with the battle cruiser, which is attack while moving, air and ground, is when you right-click on something, it stops attacking until it moves and gets into range. Which can result in weird interactions, but it will chase the target that you are currently clicking on. It will stop attacking anything but that target in order to make sure every attack goes onto that target. And that is what I think is becoming problematic here, is they're trying to get attacks off even though I've focused fired. So. A skill issue. So, if you can't focus fire at all, you can change it here. You can check enable. It is an odd one. Like, of all the things that noobs and new players don't understand, I feel like focus firing is certainly low on the list of, like, complicated mechanics, but... If I had one more slot, I'd just get the turret at this point. Okay, we got 4 more games, whatever, we'll suffer through it. Everything on the big screen. If you're not familiar with RTS, though, I still think it's not a very complicated mechanic. It's an interesting thing to test. I would say the most noob-friendly mechanic is having, like, a tower at your base so your workers don't die if you're not checking the minimap every 4 seconds. As opposed to, like, not being able to focus fire.
Clearing, brush, following, you, flanking. Ready.
Enemy tech is turning on. Be ready.
Dicing.
Starting foundry.
Wasp, rushing. Revolving. Connected. The ghost blade. Just a trick. Hovering. Excel. Insect correction. Pure order. Wasp.
Resource base warmed up and working.
Changing velocity. Ready. Covering ground. Never.
Units under attack.
Accelerating. Cut, cut, cut. One of many. Optimizing distance. Clearing brush. Moving death.
Starting advanced foundry.
Spin to win. Following you. Connected to terrain condition. Slicing. Insect.
Units engaged.
Wasp. Rushing.
Units reporting damage.
Handling. Just a trim. Hovering. Excel. The Ghost's Blade. Pure order. Wasp attacking. Clearing brush. Covering ground.
Units under attack.
Changing velocity. One of many. Optimizing distance.
Advanced Advanced foundry ready.
Wait.
You got a resource space taking fire. Cover it.
In case you're wondering why people only go blink. I mean, only go recall or wasps.
Connected.
Let's go! Ready, ballista selected.
Enemy tech is turning on. Be ready.
Spin to win.
Heavy ballistas attacking. Heavy ballistas selected. Here they come.
Insect correct.
Blitzkrieg.
Moving. Death.
Recoil.
They're like, Witcher, but you lost to gunbots. Yeah, I did. Did they play perfect? I think gunbots are okay. Because they have range. And they're cheap compared to blink and recall, but they're a distant third. And blink is for like Clement parting. And that's it. End of list.
Victory. Enemy is building resource base warmed up
Mark
and working.
one. Idling. Following you. Mowing down. Never dull. Ready. Accelerating.
Like Hunter? Interesting.
Wasp. Rushing. Disconnecting.
Units in combat.
One of them. Sword. Terrain. In clearing.
Resource base warmed up and working.
Covering ground. The ghosts lay.
Enemy is building a resource base.
Pure order. Insect correction. Optimizing distance. Wasp item. Changing velocity. Flanking.
Units engaged.
Following.
Starting foundry.
Spin to win. Moving. Hovering.
Enemy tech is turning on. Be ready.
Wasp. Rushing. Clearing. Brush. Never dull. Accelerating. Dicing. The ghost blade. Excel.
Units reporting damage.
Revolving.
Units under attack.
Covering.
Resource base warmed up and working.
Terrain. Condition. Insect correction. Optimizing distance. One of many. Pure order. Just like spin to win.
Units in foundry ready. Starting advance. Units engaged.
Hovering. Moving. Death.
Was it worth it to lose every single wasp for
Rolling.
2 workers? I don't know.
Clearing.
I'm gonna go with
Wasp.
yeah, jury's out.
Flame charge. Full tread. Polarity good. Connected to ally.
Units reporting damage.
Set for orders. Full performance.
You gotta units under attack.
The ghost.
Units in combat.
Excel. Cuts.
Resource base destroyed.
Correction.
Units engaged. Enemy tech is turning on. Be ready.
One of many. Terrain. Condition.
Workers under attack. Advanced foundry ready.
Shoot them with the gun.
Workers! Your resource space is gone.
Circle the wagons. Bounce the load. Here comes the boom.
Exposed rear. Workers down.
Pulling them back.
You got a resource space taking fire. Cover it.
Heavy ballista's attacking. Battery ready. Heavy ballista.
You got a resource space taking fire. Cover it.
Here they come. Big bows ready.
Covering.
Loading nav points. Woo! Let's go.
You got a resource space taking fire. Cover it. You got a resource space taking fire. Cover it.
Let's pray.
Keep your head up and bounce back.
I have no anti-air at that point. Either I win or probably should just try to focus the core. You got this? No, it's decided at that point.
Enemy is building a resource base. Resource base warmed up.
This is
and
gonna
working.
probably be my last day, by the way. So get your beta keys.
Distance. Just a trim. Clearing.
I mean, we still have a couple hundred beta keys to give out, but until at least like a week or two, or towards the end of the beta, whatever they're doing with the changes to the war credits.
Covering ground. Never dull. Pure order. Spin to win. Moving death. Wasp rushing. Disconnecting. Enemy. Insect correction. Changing velocity. Mowing down. The ghost's blade. Following you. Excel. One of many. Accelerating. Hovering. Optimizing. Distance.
Units reporting damage.
Clearing. Brush. Flanking.
Units under attack.
Allies.
Starting foundry. Resource base warmed up and working. Enemy is building a resource base.
Never dull. Pure order.
Units engaged.
The ghost's blade. Covering ground. Insect correction. Moving death.
Enemy tech is turning on. Be ready.
Spin to win.
Resource base warmed up and working.
Changing velocity.
Units reporting damage.
Brush. Wasp rushing. Connected to allies. Excel. Revolving.
Units under attack. Foundry ready. Resource base destroyed. Starting Starforge.
Coming in! Shocking! Electrode cycling! Get us in range! Amps and volts! Electric! Keep the arc high! Gotcha! Upload repair!
Keep your head up and bounce back. Enemy is building a resource base warmed up and working.
Dull. Following you.
Need the heavy hunters, otherwise you auto lose to air. Yes, and if I go heavy hunters, I auto lose to ground.
Celebrating dicing.
I've determined, after stringent and
Optimizing
great limit testing, heavy hunters are a waste. Because at this level,
order. Insect correction.
people are not gonna let you just
Cut.
check up.
Cut. The ghost's blade. Terrain condition.
So either I get enough done early,
Death. Wasp.
Enemy tech is turning on. Be ready. Starting foundry.
Just a trim. Clearing ground. Ready. Changing velocity.
only way too many wasps. The problem with the wasps is it's like Zerglings, except you have no banelings. So at some point, having 200 Zerglings is not any better than having 100,
You.
because you just can't get them to do
Resource base
damage.
warmed up and working.
Slowing down. Wasp rushing. Wasp idling. Accelerate.
Units in combat. Units engaged.
Hovering. Pure order. Enemy. Connected. Ally. Blade.
Units reporting damage.
Clearing.
Foundry units under attack.
One of
Units in combat.
moving. Death. Insect correction. Terrain condition.
Units engaged.
Holding.
Starting advanced foundry.
The ghost's blade.
Polarity good.
Connecting. Never dull.
Yeah, it's run-bys and teleports,
Units reporting damage.
which are my two least favorite things about SC2. Like, glaive to depths, or I mean not glaive to depths, like teleporting at depths, battle cruisers, liberators jam behind mineral
Units
lines.
under attack.
Shockers attacking.
Ready.
Units in combat.
You.
Batteries warmed. In gear.
Workers getting flanked.
In charge.
Wait.
Shocker selected.
Hovering.
Step back.
Covering ground.
Ready to shock. Can you charge there? Ungrounded.
Clearing.
Electro-cycling. Shockers moving.
Advanced foundry ready.
Keep the arc high.
Enemy tech is turning on. Be ready. Your resource space is gone.
Keep them circle the wagons. Reload.
Action.
Convoy cover.
Units engaged.
Fresh heavy ballista strut. Good grit. Into gear. Come on now, y'all.
Units reporting damage.
The move, big bows ready. Pulling them.
Units under attack.
Rolling cold. Heavy ballista selected. Let's spread. Here they come. Heavy ballistas moving. Head out. Recoil. Four nine. Here. Set that turn. Go. Let's go.
I think the main frustration right now comes from the
Every
fact
win is earned.
it feels like most of the early game is fought on the minimap. Except it's very hard to actually control units because you don't have like a command panel or really reliable selection. So it's running by with wasps or teleport. Like you saw how bad the crab was there. You can literally just run behind their mineral line and the crab can't follow because it's too thick. So that probably should be adjusted. But while global teleports and no walls exist, tiny fast units and teleporting units will always be better than anything in between. By like a large margin. And until there are more tools to deal with, like to actually control your units without having, you know, I don't have the 500 APM I used to and also never did. But spending most of the game trying to either run by or defend against run bys. The most fun fights are the big, like, back and forth, continually rallying units into the fray as you fight in the middle of the map. But that's what you envision with top-tier RTS. You got battle lines, and then you have these power units behind that are doing a lot of damage. They're not, like, wiping out the army, but they're clearly stronger. I think AoE 2 is a prime example of how you can have very weak and very strong units without it swinging ridiculously. Bar is also a good example. Not quite the same because 1v1 doesn't work nearly as well in Bar. I think partially because of the mirror matchup aspect, but air units are weird. I haven't yet found an air unit I liked using. I think it's because the behavior is so different than a C2. Like, they're not bad, but like they feel off. How's 2v2 any different? 2v2 is different because it's worse, but also like if you have a competent teammate. Right now it is like SC2. It's just like 1v1 mash, but with 2 players. There's no real... You can recall to your teammates' bases in case you don't have a base in the same location. I mean, you could build bases in the same spot, which is slightly different, but... They're, like... I think we need to revisit why StarCraft 2 is how it is. Like, so much of the game, against Zerg, for example, revolves around controlling where the Zerg can go, right? And Zerg is a good comparison, because Wasps are the closest damn thing to Zerglings. In fact, they embody the Zergling fantasy almost better than Zerglings do, because there's no walls to stop them. Like it's Zerglings if they just had open season all the time. It's like that StarCraft Ghost cinematic, where are my damn reinforcements? Like, yes, they even had a cinematic for it, and then they canceled it. It's so sad. I know. But until, well, there's a leaderboard now that has the top decks. Now, I'm not sure how accurate it is. I don't know if it's like the last deck they used. And no, not on the leaderboard yet, but it'll give you a gist. I do like this. I think this is very important to have. So parting is also David Kim. Just FYI. So I don't know who this is. But they're using Gunbot, so that is definitely a different Unicode. Parting is using Recall Hunter. David Kim. Blink Hunter. This is Party trying different things. Trigger, Gunbot. You know, Wasp, Blink. So I feel like we gotta just cut out players at this level because they can make Blink work. This is one of those, like, just micro, bro. Like, Stalkers don't suck, it's just you suck. Close enough. Now we'll move on. Players, oh, alright. Top 2, so effectively, Grand. I don't know how often it updates. Oh, well, we've dropped since then, but, wait, let's see. It has my deck there. Wait, I'm gonna change my deck Well, the fact that it says I'm 300 MMR higher than I was, it feels like it's just a snapshot thing. Wait, no. Yeah, I'm using the chakra right now, so... Probably every few hours. Alright, let's go to the, Oh, top 2,000. Are there 2,000? I'm only saying... Oh, this is just top aces. Okay, everyone over 7,000. Of which there are 350 people. Let's go to the 10 to 20 mark, starting with the Muslim here. Gunbot. Alright. Maybe I need to try the gunbots. Jaeun. Wasp. Stefano. Wasp. Amaria. Scorpion. Recall. Gunbot. Wasp. Recall. Blink. Another Scorpion. Now, once again, this isn't necessarily like... It's just whatever to happen to take a snapshot. I don't know if it counts if they're playing 2v2 or anything like that. Unit pick rates and win rates. I don't think we're there yet. But having like a most used or something. Because it does seem like if somebody switches it up for 2v2 or something, not a big deal. Clearly Wasp and Recall the most popular. Blink for the sweatiest of pro gamers. And gunbots are also there. A couple people with scorpions and crabs, but that feels like you caught them at a weird time. I've yet to see a single person using crabs like that had top ace MMRs. The crabs are just sad right now. I wish they weren't, but they're just kind of sad. I would either buff them by giving them longer arms. Like, so they're like a spearman sort of unit. So they can attack overworkers. Because a big issue right now is they literally can't fight stuff in your own worker line. So if instead of making them smaller or changing the workers, just make them have longer arms. Like crabs. All right? Just, you know? I think I'm onto something here. But right now, I still think there's a lot of potential. I hope the design goes in the direction. I'm not confident in this at all. I think this is where I disagree heavily with Big D, aka David Kim, in like the style of play. Because I think the most fun fights are like middle of the map, long-term battles. And by long-term, I mean like 20 plus seconds. It feels like a lot more when you're doing it. But right now, it feels like playing Whack-A-Wasp or Papa Recall. Like, and then showing up with Rock when they haven't even finished building Scissors. Which, almost like it almost does feel like a card game where it's like, and now I play my air card. And you're like, well, I saw it coming, but I guess I need to buy more booster packs from the War Credit store. I still, like, the game feels really good to play. And that's why I've made it this far. Like, it's not quite SC2, but if I had just a little more control, it would be. Like, the actual smooth and responsive feel, that supple, no, just no. But just some adjustments there. I don't think the craziest units need to be in the early game. I think the core units could all be slightly different versions of the Marine, and that would be fine. Why? Because the real units are here. You don't need to have such, like, crazy variation in the core units. And that would create a slightly less hectic early game. Because right now, the game is defined by pretty much whether or not they go Wasp or Recalls, so I miss hold position. It does exist. It's on the S key. but for some reason it's not on the command card. But if you go to hotkeys, you'll see hold position. You can rebind it as well. Yeah, it's a bit odd to not have these things, like focus fire and hold position, but that can be changed. Like, that's not, it's not like they, now the lack of a patrol key. I can't believe I'm fighting the same battles I did with AoE 4. The thing is, here it's a bit more arguable with everything. Because AoE 4 is like, we're going to be AoE 2, but with better graphics. It's like, well... So there's a standard for those sort of macro RTS and what you expect to have. Whereas this is something different. A fast action RTS. A farts, if you would. As they're describing it. So... literally the tag is fast action RTS, so we'll see how that pans out. Thank you, Zapporos. I just want to fight the units. Like, all the everything's just a little, needs a little bit more. Like, the heavy ballista, I think, should have more range and significantly less damage. It feels so weird to get, like, within, like, a ballista length of your target. But it sounds, it feels... Another thing, big compliments on the sounds, both the voices and the actual sounds of the units. And some of them are annoying, but they're not all annoying, which gives it character. And then, the animations of most of the units look really good. You're like, but which ones don't? I haven't decided yet, but some of them are a bit homogenous. Like, for example, Blink and, like, Blink Hunter. There are a lot of units that kind of blend with each other, but I think with skins or with slight adjustment, that'll be better. A very awkward one is not being able to tell how many tier 1 anti-air units they have because they're so small when you're fighting. So, but I think that is easy enough to adjust. All right. Well, make sure to pick up those beta keys on the Discord. Discord is where that's. All right. Time for Battleship Commander Infinity Battlescape. And maybe we'll add in voice commands today as we go to the other side of UI clutter. Oh, you guys are still here. Well. Over on the YouTubes as well. Once I figure out the game, we'll do some streaming over there as well. But thank you for watching. Like and subscribes.